It didn't start with a dramatic press conference or a flashy public statement. No, it began quietly, with just a letter. A personal, formal request from Prince Harry to his father, King Charles III. The ask? A seat at the table for the King's Foundation event. On paper, it seemed simple, but beneath the surface, it was anything but. For Harry, this wasn't just another royal engagement to tick off the calendar. This was the event, a royal power play where kings and queens mingle with presidents and billionaires. A chance for the monarchy to showcase its influence, its purpose, its future. And for Harry, this was supposed to be his moment. A symbolic comeback. A quiet but powerful return to royal life. But instead of a warm welcome, Harry was met with silence. Then came the answer. Rejection. Firm. Cold. Final. And that right there is where this story really begins. Not with Harry's hopeful request, but with King Charles's calculated refusal. Make no mistake, this wasn't about a missed email or an accidental scheduling clash. According to royal insiders, Charles's no was fast and intentional. No invite, no Zoom link, no back row courtesy seat, nothing. And the message? Crystal clear. The monarchy isn't just moving forward, it's moving on, without Harry. And here's what makes that snub sting even more. This wasn't some small tea party or local charity luncheon. This was the King's Foundation gathering. A statement to the world about the monarchy's power, vision, and legacy. The guest list? Packed. Senior royals, global figures, icons, Prince William, Princess Anne, Queen Camilla, even non-working royals like Zara Tindall had a seat. Hell, David Beckham and Kate Winslet were there. But Harry? His name was nowhere to be found. And everyone noticed. Behind palace walls, insiders whispered. And whether you agree or not, that line hit hard because that's exactly how Harry is seen now. Not as a son trying to heal old wounds, not as a man seeking peace, but as a traitor, a man who crossed one too many lines. No one's buying the holiday reconciliation fantasy anymore. The Netflix deals, the memoir, the interviews, they chipped away at the trust bit by bit. And this latest rejection, that was the final nail? What made it brutal was how public it became. When the guest list went online, Harry's absence wasn't just a missing name, it was a statement. You're out. You don't belong here anymore. And for a man who was born into that world, who once walked those palace halls as a future leader, that's a painful reality check. It said Harry saw this event as his chance to re-enter royal life, to show he could still represent the values of duty and service. But the palace didn't bite. King Charles didn't hesitate. No debate, no back and forth, just a clear, cold no. Insiders even said they were relieved. After years of walking on eggshells around Harry's unpredictable orbit, someone finally drew the line, and things only got messier from there. While Harry was trying to bridge the gap, Meghan Markle stayed silent, completely detached. Sources close to the couple say she didn't back the request, didn't sign off, didn't even seem interested. Her focus? Business in California. And that silence, it spoke volumes. Some say it was strategic. She's already moved on, distancing herself from a royal drama that's starting to look like a dead end. What started as a family feud now feels like exile, permanent, non-negotiable. Harry tried to turn the page, but it looks like the crown is closing the book. And inside Buckingham Palace? The mood was just what King Charles wanted. Calm, satisfied, united, no pushback, no regret. After years of trying to balance sympathy for the king's son with loyalty to the institution, palace aides agreed. This was overdue. You can't preach duty and honor while cashing in on family drama. Loyalty has its limits. And Harry? He crossed them. Even some of Harry's former defenders in the media are shifting their tone. The voices that once praised him for speaking his truth are now seeing the pattern. The interviews, the deals, the endless headlines, it never stops. And honestly, people are getting tired. Social media exploded after the rejection was confirmed. Hashtags like #no more Harry and royal reckoning trended. Tweets flooded in, some brutal, some sad, but most echoing the same truth. He made his choice. Now he lives with it. Public sympathy is wearing thin. Even his fans are starting to admit the drama is exhausting. And as the monarchy pushes to project strength and stability, Harry's presence isn't just awkward anymore. It's seen as dangerous. And then there's the issue that always cuts deepest for Prince Harry: security. Insiders say that buried in Harry's request to attend the King's Foundation event was a plea for safety arrangements, not just for himself, but for Meghan and the kids too if he came back. But that conversation, it went nowhere fast. Palace officials reportedly shut it down before it could even begin. Their argument was blunt: no royal duties, no royal protection. End of discussion. And for Harry, that rejection stung more than any cold shoulder, because for him, security isn't just about bodyguards, it's about what he lost. He's spoken about it in interviews, how being stripped of protection made him feel vulnerable, how it symbolized being fully cut off from the institution he was born into. But from the palace's view, it was never personal, just policy. No role, no coverage, and no matter how often Harry protests, no matter how loud he gets about fairness, that rule isn't budging. Behind the scenes, more doors are quietly closing. Sources close to the palace whisper that talks are already underway, early, cautious conversations about reviewing Harry's remaining titles. Nothing official yet, but the momentum is there. And that King's Foundation snub, that may have been just the beginning. The start of something bigger. Not just an emotional split, but a constitutional one. The Crown's message is unmistakable. Not delivered through fiery speeches or press releases, but through silence, through exclusions, through decisions made behind palace walls and offered up without explanation or regret. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away in California, Meghan Markle's silence is getting louder by the day. Some insiders believe she's staying out of this on purpose, keeping her distance, pivoting toward her own projects, quietly letting Harry face the storm on his own. Others say she's already accepted what Harry hasn't, that this chapter with the royals is over. The door Harry keeps knocking on, she sees it's already locked. And that absence, that disengagement is making headlines of its own. In a drama where every glance, every move gets dissected, Meghan's non-involvement sticks out like a neon sign. Palace insiders aren't missing it either. To them, it looks less like division between Harry and Meghan, and more like resignation. Like she's already moved on from a fight Harry's still convinced he can win. And then there's Hollywood, the safety net Harry thought would catch him. At first it seemed golden, talk shows, mega deals, the glow of total freedom. But now, the shine is fading fast. Major platforms are backing away quietly. Spotify dropped them. Netflix is cooling. Insiders say it plainly. Harry's name doesn't have the weight it once did. The mystique of being the rebellious royal, that's been worn down by endless drama. The fatigue is setting in. Producers hesitate. Brands pull back. Nobody wants to gamble on getting caught in the crossfire of royal chaos. And here's the real danger for Harry. Without the royal platform, what sets him apart? His identity, his leverage, his entire public image was built on his ties to the crown. Even as he stepped back, that connection gave him weight, but every time the palace distances itself, it chips away at what he represents. Sure, he can still do interviews, write books, but without that royal stamp, the impact isn't the same. The risk isn't just fading into irrelevance. It's becoming a figure in a story the public's tired of hearing. Inside the UK, the talk is turning toward permanence. Analysts speak of precedent, of legacy. They're comparing Harry to past royals who strayed too far and were quietly erased from duty, from memory. The difference? This time, it's happening in real time, under the glare of a global spotlight. Every move, every silent message is playing out in front of millions. And King Charles, he's not flinching. If anything, he's standing firmer than ever. In his mind, the crown comes first, even before blood. And the proof? It wasn't in a press statement, it was in that King's Foundation guest list. Those names weren't chosen for fame. They were handpicked to symbolize the values the monarchy wants front and center. Unity, loyalty, duty. David Beckham, Kate Winslet, respected names, admired for grace and dignity. Including them while leaving out Harry wasn't just a social move, it was a statement. A way to say, this is who we stand with and this is who we've left behind. And for Harry, that erasure cuts deep. He wasn't just left off the stage. He was left out of the conversation. No invite, no video message, not even a symbolic nod, just absence. And that absence was deafening. It told the world, Harry no longer fits into the story the monarchy is writing. Now with Meghan focused on her brand, the palace shutting him out, and the US spotlight dimming, Harry's at a crossroads, a chapter without a crown, without a built-in audience. Yes, it's the path he chose, but it's narrowing fast. The clock is ticking. If Harry wants to build something real, it won't come from chasing royal relevance. It'll have to come from something new, something that's truly his own. Because the monarchy's message is loud and clear, the page has turned and Harry's name is no longer on it.